Hi, my lovelies. Welcome back to the channel. I am your media chick, and if it's trending, you will definitely find it here on this page. Or more, you guys, there is serious gist flying around online, and it's not the usual celebrity drama. It all started after a popular Nigerian businesswoman, NHN Kotor, made a distress post that her friend Ejiro has been missing for weeks. But this isn't just a missing person matter. The gist around it is deep and very scary. According to NHN and some sources, this Ejiro woman that is styled by Ejiro disappeared shortly after joining a supposed prayer group online, like she vanished, as in no trace of her. Now, people are saying this prayer group isn't just about fasting and speaking in tongues. Apparently, they allegedly manipulate successful women, isolate them from family and friends, convince them to sell off their properties and businesses, and basically control their entire lives. As in, this group doesn't just pray. Allegedly, they manipulate successful women into cutting off all ties with their families, selling off their properties and businesses, and submitting themselves and wealth to a mysterious leader. Some even say they are isolated in camps and made to change their names. Reports are pouring in that other women and even their children have vanished under similar circumstances. There's even talk of the group having a signature hairstyle that they force members to barb. One person even dropped a screenshot of a prayer masterclass flyer and tweeted, "So, a lady on Facebook has allegedly been manipulating successful business women on Instagram to sell off their businesses, abandon their families, change their names, and submit themselves and their wealth to her in the prayer group." Another chilling message came from someone who DM'd NHN Kotor privately. They said, "Good morning, Mama. I saw your post on Mrs. Ejiro. My family is going through the same thing. Our sister has been missing for months. She joined that same group. She went with one Joy Solomon, and they said they took them to a camp. Since then, nothing." And guess what, you guys? Some of the people whose names have been flying around as the alleged leaders of this group have now deactivated their social media accounts. The streets of Twitter and IG are buzzing. Everyone is talking about this. Like, families are speaking out. People are dropping stories of their own loved ones who have been taken by similar groups. What exactly could be going on here?
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Monique, and today I'm not talking about wedding dress. I want to talk about my sister Ejiro. Most of you must have seen the post. My elder sister Ejiro is missing, and I have to also speak out so that I can create awareness and also lend my voice so we can bring her back home. Now, Ejiro is the second child in my family. I'm the fourth. Ejiro and I, we share a very interesting relationship. We fight a lot, but then we love each other so much. Now, my family, we were raised with love, we were raised with support. We do not leave anyone behind. So how this happened, it's something we are still trying to figure out. But then, I understand why it could happen to her, because Ejiro is a reserved person. So these people who claim to be spiritual people, but I call them scammers, swindlers, because all they did was to isolate my sister. They made her close her business. So on Instagram, they found Ejiro, or Ejiro found them on Instagram. I don't even know who found who, but I know that the lady that is behind all of this, her name is Joy Solomon, but she's also Joy, she formerly known as Joy Rokwe, and she is the founder of either Abba Speaks or About Academy. So Ejiro actually one day saw one post where the so-called Joy Solomon prophesied that she's I think she normally posts prophecy up there. She just puts, and that day it was Ejiro, you're gonna be a prophet, you're gonna sell everything, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. And Ejiro just felt that prophecy was for her. And when so there was this lady, one Tolu lady, who sent it to her or posted it on her status or something. Ejiro saw it, and then curiosity, she wanted to know more about it, and that's how she got hooked. Before I continue, I'm going to encourage everybody, especially women. And why am I doing this on my page? Because this is my business page. Is to create awareness, like I said. Because women, vulnerable women, are their targets. You need to know God for yourself. Earlier this year, I made a video, if you guys can go back or remember, I said before I say anything, I would encourage everybody to know God for yourself. Because when you know God and you know who you are in God, you're not going to fall victim to this kind of scammers and people claiming to be God sent. Now, as this relationship with Ejiro and this group, I will call them a cult, progressed, she was instructed to sell everything. She was instructed that she said God told her to close her business. We tried to convince her that she shouldn't close her business, but she was adamant. She refused to listen, because then they had started they started hypnotizing her, and then she would not listen. She just felt they were hearing from God. Now, I'm going to mention this so you all should know. If you're a Christian, you need to be spiritually sound, because nobody needs to go to God on your behalf anymore. That was what Jesus Christ came to do. And thank God we just celebrated Easter. What Jesus did for us was to make us joint heirs to the kingdom. When Jesus met Mary, when Mary said at the tomb, Mary said, please, she didn't know it was Jesus, and she said, please, where have you taken my Lord's body? Until Jesus called her name, and then she said Rabboni, which is teacher. And then she knew that was Jesus. But she was going to touch Jesus, and Jesus Christ said, no, don't touch me. I haven't gone to the Father. Until I go to the Father, or I will go to the Father. And when I go to God, God becomes your God. And then that was the first time Jesus Christ actually said, tell my brothers, which were his disciples. That was the first time he called his disciples his brothers. And that's where we became joint heirs. So you don't need anybody to go to God for you. You have access to God. You have direct connection to God. God alone is enough for you. You don't have to look for what is not missing. I needed to say that because I know a lot of women are following me on my page. You need to understand that Jesus already paid the price for you. It is Jesus minus nothing and Jesus plus nothing. Now, I'm going to go back to Ejiro. So, when they told her, Ejiro had a page called Style by Ejiro. She was doing so well. Our clientele are top Nigerians. She was sewing for governors' wives, senators' wives, senators' children, top Christian, top pastors' wives. If you see Ejiro, she's so loving. She's so amazing, a giver. She would see you and just take off her gold, her gold jewelry and give to you. She can give you her designer bags. That was how amazing my sister is. And then they knew that they could pray on her. She was dealing with midlife crisis. There's nobody that's not dealt with midlife crisis, and they took advantage of it. And then when it started, I kept sending her messages. I would put it out there. I'll say, Ejiro, you are loved. Jesus loves you. This is not God does not work in isolation. There are a lot of praying. For example, I'm going to use Pastor Nathaniel. Pastor Nathaniel, everybody knows he's the convener for Hallelujah Challenge. Madam NHN, thank you so much for posting this, because you posting it has brought awareness. Now, everybody knows Madam NHN also has a platform. Any platform that works in secrecy, any platform that will tell you isolate, you need to check it well. In fact, I would advise you, know God for yourself. So, they told Ejiro to isolate. They told her, my mother, my praying mother, Ejiro's widowed mother, is the one after her life. They will tell you that there's somebody in your family because they want to isolate you. They need to keep you from everything you know. And Ejiro believed. My praying mother, who has been praying for us from birth, all of a sudden is a witch. My mom had 3 multiple surgeries done last year. She had 3 surgeries done. Ejiro didn't show up because of what she was instructed to. We kept trying to reach out to her. We couldn't get to Ejiro. While we could still reach out to her, I would send her messages. Ejiro, Jesus loves you. This is not the plan. And all of a sudden, she sold everything in her business. And then Ejiro used to live in an amazing apartment in Abuja. Like when I go there, it feels like I was living in heaven. I'm a small heaven, I would call it. They told Ejiro to leave her house. You know, they use this kind of scriptures in the Bible. They use this kind of scriptures in the Bible, like God told Abraham to sacrifice his own son. So then they will bring it and say, God can tell Abraham, who are you? And then they told her, God said, leave everything, take only one bag. And then they put a couple that is also in that same Nabal's group to go stay in Ejiro's house. One Minister Taye was the one they now put in Ejiro's house. And the guy stayed there for 1 year. Then Ejiro started living in hotels. Then she would not pick calls. Ejiro would not pick calls. But she would reply when she can. You would know that it's not convenient or there's something she's hiding from. But you know me, I have coconut head. I will keep reaching out to Ejiro because I'm troubled. I can't find my fighting partner anymore. I can't find my sister that loves me. My fashionable sister that when she sees me, when I go visit Ejiro, you will know that I met with a fashionista that will style me so well. Ejiro was so good that she could attract. Style by Ejiro was, in fact, let me tell you people something. Ejiro is a perfectionist. Ejiro is the one that made me know that sewing in Nigeria can be very tacky and annoying. When I see her finishing, she will tell me, Ejiro doesn't, to tell you how good she was, she doesn't like seeing stitches. She doesn't like seeing stitches in her work. So when Taylor sew, she would tell you, you need to go sew it again. She was so good. My sister was so good. So good that God blessed her. But these people, they look for single women, single ladies, vulnerable. In fact, they even go for married women. I hear by some of their members that some women had to leave their marriages. That's why I said, know God for yourself. When they bring those kind of nonsense to you, if your spiritual antenna is on point, you will know the response to give them. And so, when I got tired of all this, of trying to reach out, why we didn't really, start fighting this group was because we could still reach Ejiro. And all of a sudden, I had sent Ejiro some pictures this year, beginning of this year. The last time I chatted with her was, I said her Merry Christmas, and then she responded last year. Not knowing, we didn't know where she went throughout last year. I tried to track her down. I'll let her know, Ejiro, you're here, Ejiro, you're there. And then she would warn me, stop looking for me. I'll tell her, Ejiro, what about your mother? Is this how it's going to be? I didn't give up. She would fight me. Of course, I know she's not in her right frame of mind, but I wouldn't give up. And when I couldn't reach Ejiro again, then I flagged it. I said something is not right. Ejiro's number for 4 days has not gone through. And that was when I involved the police. And that was when this whole madness with their group started. And then we started, now, let me tell you something. I know women I'm going to say this now. Women that are successful or that shows to be successful on social media. Because I don't know if they're successful or not. I'm only going to speak for myself. I noticed that these people also advertised this group. And so I started. I started reaching out to them. The first person I reached out to was Newborn Beauty. What's her name? Stella Indikile. I reached out to Stella Indikile. I called. I said I wanted to speak to Stella Indikile. Whoever picked up the phone from Newborn Beauty said I should tell them what it is. I said I want to speak to her personally. That has to do with a missing persons case. They said, okay, I have to give the information before they can tell her. They immediately I mentioned my sister. That it has to do with Nebaut. Immediately I mentioned my sister. They told me they will get back to me. I waited for the call and then they said, we're sorry. She's not going to talk to you. Or I mean, you can't reach her. I tried calling. I tried acting as if I wanted to book an appointment so that I could speak with her. Immediately they just hear my voice. They will just cut the call. So Stella Indikile, I have tried to reach you to ask you where is my sister. You have not responded. And by the time they hit, and then the next person I reached out to was Joyce Awoshika, Joyce C or something like that, of Oriki Spa. She's also involved. She also marketed the group. A lot of people have sent me DMs yesterday when this whole thing blew up when Madam NHM posted it. They sent me a message to say Joyce C was part of it, that they joined the group because of Joyce C. I reached out to Joyce C on one international number, no response. Yesterday I checked their status. They were both on their way out of Nigeria. And then I sent a message to Stella Indikile yesterday. I said, to our personal DM, I said, Stella, you are living your life. Your business didn't stop. You guys are in the same group. Why is my sister's life on hold and yours is continuing? Of course, I'm not going to get any response. But then it's no longer in our hands. The authority are involved. And I'm saying this because I know the next thing Ejiro would come outside and say she's fine, she's a consenting adult, and all of that. Ejiro, you see this video, I love you, but you have to come out and you have to see your family and we have to talk. Because we know that is not God's plan for you. And this Joyce Solomon, what we've heard about her is not shocking to me because I know false prophets and their shenanigans and their madness and whatever they bring to the table. Joyce Solomon has...
Hello everyone, so my name is Ovi Daniels and I'm Ejiro's brother. I don't know if you've seen the video or you've seen any chance post or some other people have posted where there's this story about Ejiro that people are looking for because she joined a group. So a lot of things had happened and we had, as a family, we had tried before now to see how we can get her. If you had seen one of the videos, I think NHM posted just a short clip of the video, how she came around to the office and we're having a conversation with her. And the whole thing was really bad. That we landed at the police station, Metama police station in Abuja here, and we're in police station for hours. In fact, we went to 2 police stations or 3 police stations that particular day. But at the end of the day, Nigerian police, as they would do, they threw the case out. They said we don't have any business with her because she was saying that she's not taken against her will. She doesn't want to be with family. Family has not done anything for her and everything like that. Now, I'm doing this video because I just want to add some context to it and also to say some things because I believe that we can learn from it. So, Ejiro joined this group as there was a prayer prophetic group like that, but it started with this lady Joyce Solomon. She would always post prophecies on her Instagram story, I believe, and Ejiro will be excited about those prophecies. She'll say this, she'll say that, she will mention Ejiro's name, and other people, just general prophecy. I'm sure some people saw it and people were excited about it. So one of the things I want to say to people that don't be too excited about stuff like that. Now, of course, I believe in prophecies and I know that God can speak to you through different means and prophecies are real and the rest, but a lot of people use it as a means to lure people. The Bible talks about fake prophets, so you will always expect it. So what I mean, don't be too excited about it. Test all spirit, as the Bible says, test all spirit. So I remember then Ejiro will be excited that somebody's calling her name and everything. And you know the way we all feel in church when a pastor calls your name, you're excited, like, finally it's your day and the rest. I know that feeling and the rest. So she joined them. There was this, they call it Nebaut Academy, where you pay some dollars, or $300 something and the rest, for like maybe 6 weeks or thereabout, and she started it. And I remember I was in the house at that time. She would join them, and I noticed there was this secrecy thing about them. So Ejiro can be in a Zoom meeting, having the meeting, while Joyce Solomon and the others will be in the Zoom and the rest, and you pass. She will like cover our system or cover the phone more like you can't see. So I noticed all this, and I used to like, why are you guys guarding this thing like as if you can't tell? I remember then I was like, okay, who's the Joyce Solomon that you said is the convener and the rest? She would say things like she's a prophet in the Bible. They were always living in isolation. They are like, come on, it doesn't make any sense. And one of the things I would say to people, know God for yourself, because when you know God for yourself, people cannot just bamboozle you anyhow. People cannot just tell you things. When I heard that, I was like, come on, prophets in the Bible that what? No. We have different prophets in the Bible. Some of them decided to live in isolation, but some of them were pronounced and the rest. But anyway, those were her tactics. I noticed that she was doing it in secrecy because I know that she knew that a day like this will come when the whole thing will burst, so people will not be able to find out. But anyway, she was attending. I remember at the time she even tried to lure my wife and I for us to join her and the rest. I think there was this general on the deal. We joined, but I just felt something was off about these people and the rest, with all their tattoos and piercings everywhere and stuff like that. I just felt no, there's something off about this. But she continued. At that point, she was she joined genuinely because she wanted to know God. She felt like these people were giving her much more than what she had heard from where she was and everything and the rest. But I began to feel that something was off. After a while, she stopped attending the church she was attending, which was Koza. And of course, the people told her she stopped going to Koza. I think she said they told her to go to Apostle Selman's place. But after a while, she wasn't going anyone. Apostle Selman's Koza, she wasn't going. She was not dedicating her time to this group. And they were having meetings and the rest. She joined the Nebaut training and the rest. At that point, we just felt that there was something off about this, but we didn't do anything. Later, she said that she was closing her business, and if you knew her business, she was doing well. She makes clothes. She made clothes for a lot of prominent people, and the rest. She was really making good money. And she said she was going to shut down the business. I remember trying to discourage her that you don't have to shut down this business. If you're tired, if the business has been stressing you, there are better ways than the rest. Like joke, she sold the whole thing, closed it down, and she was at home doing nothing. 1 month, 2 months, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're worried. We're like, come on, something is up. And then when our rent was due, she couldn't renew the rent, and she said she was going to move out of the place. And we're like, do you really have to move out? Okay, we can find a way around it. We could pay the rent for you and everything. But at that point, she started shutting us out of it. So I was in Abuja. I was at my own place. But I noticed that she didn't even tell us when she moved out. I was like, come on, I'll come and help you move your things or even help you sell your things. But she just told us that she has moved out, she's staying with a friend. She would sort herself that she's trying to have time with God. God will tell her what to do next. And I'm like, come on, there's something off here. You're saying God is telling you to close down your business. Now you can't pay your rent, and now you're waiting for God to tell you the next thing to do. I said, truly, God made some move like that in the Bible. God told Abraham, bring your son, everything, but there was a purpose in everything. And I said that even if it is, the Bible says you must be busy doing something. But at that point, she wasn't listening again because those guys were already speaking, influencing her and the rest. So that's how she cut off. But then I noticed that she hardly would pick call. She would not come when family were gathering together to do something and everything. And one particular day, I can't remember how we just suspected that. I'm sure that Ejiro really moved out of that house and she's no more staying there. So one of my older sister and I, we went to that place in Abuja where she was staying in Jai, and we went to the house, and lo and behold, we found somebody else staying in the house. There was this guy called Tai, and I'm going to mention names because I want these people to come and speak out also, state their involvement, or tell the whole world I was part of them. Maybe I was deceived, I'm no more there, because I feel that some of these people they hold some clues to us finding out who Ejiro is and some of these people. So this guy they called Tai, I've forgotten his son. Maybe I put his picture on this video, and we met him with his wife and I think one of a child or something living in the house. So at that point, I was like, okay. And amazingly, Ejiro's things were still intact. I'm talking about every single thing, our TV, our chairs, every single thing. We didn't go into the bedroom to know if anything, but everything, like as if she was still living in the house. So I said, okay, we're looking for Ejiro. Who are you and the rest? And I introduced ourselves. We're Ejiro's sibling. And you guys said they're friends, they're members of that group, that Abba's Heart Ministry, and that do the Nebaut Academy. I'm like, okay, so how come you're here? And the guy said that he came to Abuja to do something, and he needed a place to stay. And Ejiro said she had a place to stay, and the guy could come stay there. He didn't add the while, like, I don't understand. Ejiro told us that she had moved out of the house she's going to stay with a friend somewhere else. She didn't tell us. How come you're the one staying here? And at that time, Ejiro was not more picking our calls and everything. So at that point, I told the guys, I said, since you are communicating with Ejiro, let Ejiro know that we're looking for her, we're concerned, we're worried, what's going on. At that time, we didn't even know that things were really as bad as it's obvious today. And so the guy said he was going to reach out to Ejiro and everything. So we left. After a while, the guy said he spoke to Ejiro. Ejiro was like angry. Why did we get involved in our business? Blah, 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 and everything. And later, we also noticed that the guy stopped picking our call. Just noticed that the guy just didn't want to pick call again and the rest. So I remember speaking to the caretaker about it and everything. And the caretaker was like, truly, she was even wondering that Ejiro told her that this guy was her brother. That's thinking that I was the one. I said, no. How many brothers does Ejiro have? We're only two. I'm the one here in Nigeria, the other one is not in the country, so who else and everything. So the lady said the caretaker said she even suspected that something was fishy, so she put pressure on the guy that that she want to see Ejiro and that she didn't rent the house to the guy and everything. But cut long story short, the guy later moved out of the house. And that was how we couldn't reach the guy again. He wasn't picking his call, we couldn't find Ejiro and all the stuff. We began to ask questions, then we began to look. So we went to the website, so we began to search for them online. At that point, we noticed that they had gone offline on Instagram, they had evicted their pages and everything, but at that time their website was still active. So we went to the website, I think it was www.abbas heart ministry or something like that. So we went there and we saw 3 videos of people that were sharing their experiences of how they did the academy and how their life changed and the rest. Put her name on the screen, but she owns this business called Newban whatever, but I'm going to put Instagram handles and everything so people can also reach out to her.
My name is Stella, also known as Solutionary Stella of Nebayat alumni, October 2023 cohort.
Now I reached out to her, sent her a TM, and I saw your video on the website that you're part of these people. We can't reach you, what's going on, everything. I noticed that she did not respond to the chat. She did not even acknowledge it. I knew that something was up. My other sister even called her business, since she runs a spa in Lagos and Abuja, also called the business that she wanted to see their boss and the rest, and they were okay. We're going to so at the point where they were like, okay, the boss was not available. When the boss was not available, okay, we want to talk to the boss. The moment they told the boss, and the boss asked this lady, this Newban care lady or Newban beauty lady, and she found out that it was somebody related to Ejiro, about Ejiro, she immediately declined to talk. So we felt that something was fishy here. The only guy that spoke, he said that he was no more part of the group and he had told them to take down this video, that he noticed that they were scammed, they were just everything that we found out today, that they are demonic, they're everything, that he had warned them to take down this video, that he to join them wanting to know God and everything, but later found out that there was they were into a lot of things. And so the guy was even trying to help us and the rest, but he was no more part of the group. So, and once you leave the group, they will disconnect you because they know that you can go tell and everything. I'm going to try and stop this video now because of time. I don't want to make it too long. Maybe I'll do another video, but let me see how far I can go. So anyway, so that Newborn lady, I want people to really ask her, try to do that close to her and everything, and ask her, you were part of this group, what's up? Are you still part of the group? Do you know Ejiro and everything? Because I believe that she has some information that can help us find Ejiro and also find this person that is part of this Joy Solomon of a lady. But anyway, to cut a long story short, one particular day I just received a call from a strange number, and lo and behold, it was Ejiro. We're like, oh, thank God, we've been looking for her. This was like maybe I think about 2 months or thereabout ago, or 3 months ago. And she just like, Ovi, where are you? And I said I was at the office and the rest. And she came with 2 other ladies. I'm going to put a clip of the video here. And she came with 2 other ladies, and they just burst into the office. And Ejiro just asked myself and one of my other sisters were in the office together. And Ejiro just came. Why are people looking for me? Why are people looking for me? Why are people going to spoil my name? Why are people telling? Came with this angry fight. I'm like, Ejiro, calm down. We are bothered about you. We are concerned, and we've heard some information about this group, and we're not comfortable and everything. And she started making noise. And notice that the 2 ladies that came with her and one other guy, there were 3. Immediately they entered the office. They all held their phone. They were recording. I was like, okay, what's going on? You can't come into our office and you're recording. Please, can you stop the record? And they were like, no, they're not going to stop that. The moment we took this matter online, it became their business and everything. More like speaking for her. At a point, like, okay, please, can you leave us? Want to talk to our sister? You would have heard the clip of my other sister saying you want to talk to our sister. They were saying they're not going to leave. At the point, I just got angry. I said, leave this office now. That I'm going to call security to throw you out. They were still adamant, and the rest. Security came, was even trying to tell her. They were not willing to leave. Immediately, he got violent. I pulled, did everything pull them out of. So at the point, I just felt, wait, so if these people leave, Ejiro is going to follow them because Ejiro kept defending them and the rest. We now told security to lock the compound that they are not even leaving. Let's go to the station. Since we are looking for our sister and we're looking for these people and the rest, that was how we locked the place. We insisted that we're all going to the station. At that point, they were trying to leave. We told them they couldn't leave. Ejiro was trying to leave also. But at that point, she was really fighting, insulting us, almost became violent, like as if we should leave her, that we have not been part of our life. You know, when somebody had been hypnotized and talking rubbish and the rest. And to cut long story short, we told someone to help us get some police officers. They came from Maitama police station. And I'm going to call the DPO of Maitama, and I hope he sees this video. Told her that there's something fishy about this whole thing, and tried to make him see. But I don't know what happened, and I can't tell whether money exchangers or whatever, but I just noticed that this DPO was just hostile towards us. We're just like, we were the ones that were at fault. That why did we throw them out of the office? That from the video that they showed him, that were violent, that almost injured the ladies and everything. And like, these people came barging in. They didn't want to listen. They're like, does this Ejiro look like she's held under captivity and everything? That we should all get out of the office. I'm talking about this whole thing happened for like hours, almost 6 hours, from the office to the first station to the second file. Like 3 different police stations we went to that day. And this happened maybe like 6-7 p.m. We were still at the police station, and the DPO said we should all get out of his office and everything without even taking statement. And we're even telling him that, see, if Ejiro leaves, we're not going to see her again and everything. That these people look, that go and investigate, because I've been hearing stories of different people that they've been doing the same thing too. Anyway, that's how the police dismissed all of us, and Ejiro left with them. Later, we told somebody to trace them, to just drive behind them and see. And we later found out they went to the airport that night about 8 p.m. I don't know how they even got a flight out of Lagos. And from our own investigation, found out they went to Lagos, Ikorodu, and staying somewhere that we don't know. But I'm saying this to say to everyone that the more we talk about this, you realize that a lot of people have had issues with the same people, and the more we talk about it, the more we bring different information, the more we'll be able to investigate. And I pray that the right authorities will take this up and do something. But I know that some people know this lady, or even the other ladies. There's a Fumi Obembe, one of the ladies that came to the office that day. There's one, I'm going to put their videos so people can see them. And the particular guy, and I'm also calling out the Tai guy, they call him Bishop Tai also. He said he's no more part of them, that he too was deceived. So okay, come out, say I was part of this group, but I'm no more part of it, and tell us what you know and the rest. But the point I'm making this video is that people, please don't be easily deceived. I know that Christianity has to do with faith and we trust a lot, but know God for yourself. I remember telling Ejiro all this, that it was so clear that these people, they were not genuine and the rest. They will give a prophecy. And anyway, that's not just